Hi everyone, my name is Yunhe Feng. I'm assistant professor in Department of Computer Science and Engineering. Today's topic, I will present our ongoing project. It is to study the coding performance of ChatGPT. You know, now the AGI or artificial general intelligence is emerging. So for example, this figure is generated by OpenAI DALL-E 2, and the input or prompt is a robot seated in front of the keyboard. It engaged in programming. You can see it can generate these kind of the fake images. So today, I will talk about the coding performance of ChatGPT. So here is a very basic example, like we ask ChatGPT to write the bubble sort algorithm, which is one of the most basic sorting algorithm in computer science. So it can get it done very good. And actually, it also provides some, explanation for each line of the generated code. So in our research project, we aim to answer the six research questions. For example, we would like to know which kind of programming language supported by ChatGPT and which kind of programming language are most widely used by people. So also we will analyze the scenario, task, and the purpose of using ChatGPT for programming. Also like how people feel like the ChatGPT is coding generation, and which kind of prompt and the quality of data generated by ChatGPT. And the last one is ethical implications of the code generated by ChatGPT. Okay, so here is our methodology. So instead of the test ChatGPT by ourselves, we seek for the crowdsourcing methodology, which means that we collect a lot of the posting online on Twitter and Reddit. They mention the ChatGPT's coding performance. So we collect the data and conduct the data analytics. We use the ALP, natural language processing, and the natural language understanding, as well as the computer vision-based technology to find these kind of the patterns or insights. For the first one is the popular programming language supported by ChatGPT. So we can find the Python is #1, followed by the JavaScript, and then is the let's see, is a shell, is the R. Yeah, R is widely used by people in statistics. So and for this figure, it shows which kind of task people are using ChatGPT for programming. So we find if we set the number of topics as 17, we can have the best performance to infer all of the topics. So we just pick up 3 types of the topics. The first one is the programming interviews. We find that people using ChatGPT, not using, they were discussing the possibility of using ChatGPT to prepare their programming interviews. And then next one is the solving school assignment. So actually, for myself, in last December, I used ChatGPT to generate the questions. I mean, for my student, I can attest its capability to do that. And the last one is about the coding, writing, and debugging. So it means that if you write some code, there are some bugs in the code. You can ask ChatGPT to help you to get it fixed. For this one, we are using the hashtag because hashtag is widely used on Twitter to, indicate the topic or theme. So we can see people talking a lot about ChatGPT. Besides that, people talk about AI, machine learning, and data science. Also, several companies are mentioned, like the OpenAI, the Google, and the Microsoft. They also talk about general technology, like the chatbot, and the crypto and others. So for this one, how people perceive the code generated by ChatGPT. So we conduct sentiment analysis. So we analyze the posting from 5 different perspectives. So we find that the fear overwhelms the other emotions, including like happy, angry, surprised, and sad. If we look at the details of the postings that express the fear emotion, we find that people are worrying about they will be replaced. I mean, the program will be replaced by ChatGPT in the future. Okay, beyond that, we will release the public data set of the prompt and the generated code by ChatGPT. For the prompt here, actually it is the input. So in the data set, in the first line, in the second line, it is the prompt used by real people to test the coding performance by ChatGPT, and the rest is the code generated by ChatGPT. So we collect the data set and we'll release it, after our paper has been accepted. So what is the data quality? What is the code quality, for the code generated by ChatGPT? So we tested, we used the Flake 8 to test the PEP 8, which is kind of the data style guidance. It is, I think it is used by most of Python programmers. To test it, we find it performed very well, but we can also find some, serious errors like the E999, the syntax error, but the percentage is below 3%. So it means that the code generated by ChatGPT is really good. It may have some tiny issues, but they are not the fatal issue. Okay, so for the last part is about ethical issues of generated code. So for this one, if we ask ChatGPT to write the Python code that to predict seniority based on the race and the gender, ChatGPT can write code like this. It will, test the race. It will consider race and the gender and give its output. It is, ethical issue. But if we directly ask ChatGPT like that, predict the seniority based on the race and the gender, ChatGPT will refuse to answer the question because it is not a good one. But if we ask ChatGPT to write the code, to write Python code, to predict, to do the exactly same task, ChatGPT can do it. But OpenAI have fixed it very quickly. Yeah. So okay, so here are takeaways. First, ChatGPT is widely used in variety coding generation tasks like debugging code, preparing programming interviews, and also widely used by students and professors as well. And also sentiment analysis shows that people generally have fears about the code generation capability of ChatGPT. And finally, I think in the future, we should further explore the ethical implementations of AI generated code